A silent clock ticks beneath the earth, counting down seconds we cannot hear. Far from the reach of satellites and scholars, an ancient warning trembles on the edge of awakening. Centuries ago, Nostradamus wrote with trembling hands and ink like blood, riddles, symbols, and cryptic visions of a world unraveling. Among his countless prophecies, there are three that pierce like daggers through time. Three nations fated to face the unimaginable before the year 2025 closes its final chapter. Not with a bang, not in ways most expect, but with shadows creeping under their doorsteps. You may live in one of them, or perhaps your future is entwined with their fall. Don't look away before we descend into the pages that history itself tried to bury. Like this video if you feel something stirring already. Share it with those who still believe the future is not written in stone. Subscribe to Future Echoes so you don't miss the next chapter of revelations that are reshaping our world. And if you feel the pull of this mystery, consider becoming a member and unlocking deeper truths with us. Now, let's walk into the fog. In the annals of the mysterious, the name Michel de Nostradamus, better known as Nostradamus, occupies a shadowed throne. He was a man burdened by visions so vivid, so cryptic, that they spanned centuries and survived inquisitions. His collection of prophecies, lay prophecies, contains over 900 quatrains, four-lined rhyming prophecies, some dismissed as poetic riddles, others uncannily accurate. But among these verses lies a lesser-known quatrain, never officially published, passed down in obscure European manuscripts until resurfacing in 1994 at a Parisian auction. It speaks of three pillars once proud, who by fire, flood, and fault shall crumble before the rise of the double sun. The phrase "three pillars" has puzzled scholars. But in recent years, analysts, historians, and even intelligence agencies have begun associating it with three modern nation-states, whose influence once stood unshaken, yet who now teeter on the edge of irrevocable change. In this video, we uncover who these three countries are and why Nostradamus may have seen their fall as inevitable and imminent. Nostradamus wrote, "In the land of eagle's cry, twin flames rise and vanish in dusk. The house divided shall fall as kings whisper in foreign tongues." Many interpreters link this to the United States of America, a nation symbolized by the eagle with twin flames believed to reference the tragic destruction of the Twin Towers on 9/11. A symbolic moment when the illusion of invincibility was shattered. The phrase, "the house divided shall fall," echoes Abraham Lincoln's ominous warning about a nation split against itself. Nostradamus seemed to foresee that the divisions within America wouldn't be healed by time, but instead would deepen, calcify, and metastasize into something far more dangerous. In 2025, that division is no longer metaphorical. It is digital, political, spiritual, red against blue, fact against belief, freedom against fear. Each side sees the other not as misguided, but as an existential threat. Nostradamus warned of foreign tongues whispering, an image that feels eerily close to present-day fears about foreign influence on elections, cyber infiltration, and manipulation of public opinion. But perhaps the most chilling part lies in the recent uptick of natural disasters. Wildfires scorching entire regions, hurricanes growing in fury, droughts displacing millions, and the literal cracking of infrastructure under a changing climate. Nostradamus mentioned a fault breaking apart the land. Could this hint at an actual seismic event, one that experts now predict might soon strike along the New Madrid fault line or the long-dreaded Cascadia subduction zone? A fractured society, a shaking land, foreign manipulation, and the slow erosion of global trust in a once dominant empire. The first pillar stands, but it is trembling. If Nostradamus is to be believed, the fall will be a silent, ghostly collapse, felt only once it's too late. Pause and reflect. Could this be happening before our very eyes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe the United States is the first pillar? Another chilling quatrain reads, "The crescent shifts draped in black veil, blood in the streets of the oldest city. The east shall shake, and from within, the lion devours its own." This verse is often associated with the Middle East, but scholars narrow it to Turkey. Turkey, the bridge between East and West, has long been a geopolitical keystone. But in the shadow of political turmoil, economic collapse, and rising authoritarianism, the prophetic words begin to take terrifying shape. Istanbul, often referred to as the oldest city, has seen unrest, political crackdowns, and whispers of a deeper internal fracture. The phrase, "the lion devours its own," might refer to internal purges, imprisonment of journalists, and political opponents. The crescent, symbol of the Turkish flag, draped in a black veil, suggests mourning, loss, and darkness descending. Turkey's positioning on the North Anatolian Fault means a major quake could devastate millions in Istanbul and beyond. Coupled with internal instability, a crumbling currency, and complex alliances, Nostradamus' prediction of Turkey's doom feels dangerously close. By the end of 2025, could we see a Turkey redefined by grief? Another quatrain reads, "The mirror cracks in the land of silk. Dragon's breath scorches its kin. The red tide rises but finds no shore." The land of silk is associated with China, and the mirror cracking could represent internal unrest or broken illusions. While China appears monolithic, pressures mount internally. A demographic collapse unfolds as the population ages faster than the economy adjusts. Cities are overbuilt, ghost metropolises haunting the horizon. Economic slowdowns are tangible, youth unemployment soars, and tensions over Taiwan, Hong Kong, and contested waters threaten global conflict. The dragon's breath could speak to state suppression of its own citizens, or it could hint at civil unrest. What happens when the red tide pushes back from within? The red tide finding no shore may indicate overreach, leaving China isolated and fractured. If Nostradamus foresaw China's breaking from within, 2025 could mark the end of the invulnerable dragon myth. Are we misreading history or rereading prophecy with eyes open? Comment your take below. These three nations, America, Turkey, and China, form a triangle of influence. One commands military power, another sits at the crossroads of continents, the third boasts economic might. Yet all face internal tremors. Nostradamus didn't claim their collapse would come through war alone. His verses hint at entropy, a spiritual unraveling, as if the soul of these nations, stretched by greed and fear, could no longer hold together. What if the collapse of these three is interconnected? A financial collapse in one could trigger chain reactions. A war in one region could draw in the rest. A social awakening might inspire uprisings elsewhere. Perhaps Nostradamus saw a systemic collapse, a world order dissolving. The rise of the double sun may represent a new global paradigm, forged from the ashes of these fallen powers. Some manuscripts mention a fourth nation, its fall signaling the final stage of this prophetic age. Symbols of a mountain split, a lion with no roar, and a frozen crown melting into the sea leave its identity a mystery. If Nostradamus saw these events, he left a truth. Prophecy is not destiny. Warnings are gifts to awaken the dreaming. What future do you believe lies ahead? Are we fated to watch these powers fall? Or is there time to rewrite the ending? Share your thoughts in the comments. This isn't a monologue but a conversation across timelines. Like this video before time runs out. Share it with those still asleep, and subscribe to Future Echoes for more revelations. consider becoming a channel member to help us unearth these ancient messages. Leave a super thanks to support the vision. Time slips through the fingers of the unaware, but you, seeker, have glimpsed what others fear to whisper. The world is changing now. The pages of prophecy are unfolding. Only those who see with heart and mind will understand what's to come. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and your soul aligned. You are part of future echoes.